Welcome back to the Us vs. Them channel. I'm your host Vince, and we're going to break down the co-main event for the upcoming fight night we have this weekend. We got Matt Schnell versus Joseph Morales. Right now, Matt Schnell is sitting at about a plus 310 underdog, and Morales is sitting at about a minus 420 favorite. Before we get into the breakdown, if I could just remind you guys to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that shit. Just helps us with the algorithm and all that. So thanks for watching, and yeah, let's get into this breakdown. You know, I like Matt Schnell as a fighter. I think he's an exciting fighter. He's the type of fighter that's willing to kind of march forward and willing to take damage to get damage. You don't really see that to be the type of fighter. You don't really see that type of fighter often in the flyweight division. So he kind of brings some excitement to the flyweight division. But you know, at the end of the day, he's kind of hard to bet on because he's a 500 fighter in the UFC. He kind of lives and dies by that sword. You know, and you know, like I said, he's kind of inconsistent with his fighting style just because of that. Like I said, Schnell's willing to take damage in order to give damage, which is kind of a common theme for fighters, some of the fighters on this card. But at the end of the day, we have seen in the past where his chin has just failed him. He's got, you know, of all of his professional losses, 5 of them come by knockout. So he, you know, like I said, time and time again, his chin has failed him. And I just kind of do worry about him. I worry about him pretty much in every fight just because he's shown that as he's getting later in his career, he just can't take a punch the same way he used to. Morales, on the other hand, you know, we're looking at his second fight and his second stint in the UFC. In his first stint in the UFC, he went 1-2 and was dropped from the organization. One of those fights, he lost to Davison Figueiredo. So obviously that guy eventually became champ. There's no shame in losing to Davison Figueiredo at all, especially in the flyweight division. At that time, that dude was on a tear. You know, so there's no shame in that. He gets cut, goes to the regional scene, goes undefeated, gets on the Ultimate Fighter, gets to the finals in the Ultimate Fighter, and in his most recent fight, wins the Ultimate Fighter by beating the, what's that guy's name? Alibi Andiris, I guess is how you say his name. We did break that fight down on the channel. We actually got that fight wrong on this channel, but a lot of people did because Morales was just such a big underdog on that fight. I think he was like a 4-1 underdog or something like that when we picked him. Basically every YouTube channel out there had Morales losing that fight. But he went out there and outworked him, out-wrestled him, and just dominated Andiris and got hit, you know, a second contract in the UFC. And I think his trajectory and just in his career in general is just a lot higher. For my official prediction, I really like Morales getting this one done, but I do believe that he can get it done any of the 3 ways. I think the most likely outcome for him to get it done is by submission, and that's what Vegas has. All the betting odds have that. I think the second most likely outcome is him to get it done by KO. And that prop right now is sitting at plus 400. You know, and then the third most likely outcome, like I said, is probably a decision. I think he does probably get the finish this weekend. But like I said, official prediction, I got to give you something. I'm going to go with Morales by submission. But I don't, you know, that prop is sitting at plus 175 right now. That's decent value. But like I said, that we're going to be looking at the KO prop too when we come to our official parlays. That's all I got for you guys in this breakdown. Stop by for the next one where we have Muslim Salikov versus Uros Medic. That fight's going to be sick. Definitely banger alert. KO all over it. So stop by for that breakdown. And that's all I got for you guys. I'm out of here.